I wanted to go over a demo of the draft assistant that I built with the help of AI. I don't have the coding skills or the money to pay a coder. I have spent many hours troubleshooting the app and trying to do it in as few prompts as possible. The main goal is to give you a little bit more of an arena-like experience in paper. You go to your LGS on a Friday night to draft and you load in a set. It also has functionality for chaos drafting or cube drafting. You would take the deck list or the cube list and load it in here, and it would load it like any other set. Today, however, I just wanted to show how the app works with a single set, and it's cool because you can load in any set of all time. So you would just type in the abbreviation, or you can use the full name of the set. TMNT is a pretty small set, but it loads every set pretty quickly. In the past, I have used pen and paper, drafted face up, and even once tried to use Arena while I was drafting to keep track of my picks. The goal of my app is to be able to track your picks and do that quickly. As you can see here, we selected white, and it will show us every card in white for the set for TMNT. This is also a really easy way for you to go over a new set and look at each card in every color. Let's go over how this works. You select your color, the mana value of that card, and then you select the card. Once you select the card, it will reset to make this as easy as possible to pick the new card. You choose blue, you choose 2, you choose your card. I played around with a couple different things, and this is definitely the fastest way to get to your next pick. Go red, mana value 3, choose your card, boom. I also wanted it really easy for you to find your lands. So you choose lands, you can choose the color that they tap for or could tap for. If you don't like how jarring it is to have it reset after every pick, you can also lock it to where it will keep the cards on screen and in the colors that you've picked. You can turn that on after you've already chose a couple of colors and to make it a little bit easier. You know you're going to choose mostly white or mostly blue cards. You can lock that and keep those colors up. The goal of the app is to be quick. So let's say you get to the end of a pack and you have a bunch of cards that you're not going to play. I've made the recent section where you can quickly side out all the picks that you're not going to use. So on the main page, you have a load demo deck button, and that's what we're going to do for the rest of the video so you can see it in action. Once you've loaded that deck, you'll see that there are only 7 draftable cards that we will use to show other features. I'm going to skip the builder mode for now or go right into the curve. So this is the visual curve. This is something that you can be checking throughout your draft to see how your curve is looking, to sideboard cards and do things like that. Having somewhere to see a visual representation of my deck was super important, and I wanted it to be really easy to sideboard things by clicking on them to make it really, really easy. The quick side feature is on by default, but you can turn that off to get full views of cards. I find that I use this feature every once in a while and wanted to make sure it was included. You can see that Oospill has 67% on the card. That is the probability of casting that card on curve. So let's go ahead and add a big green creature. You'll see by adding that one green card, it affected the castability of a bunch of other cards. This is because the land calculator, which we'll go over in a minute, is updating as we make picks. Let's add a couple other cards that are not in our colors so we can look at the cleanup feature. When you click cleanup, it'll bring up this view, and then you can move all those cards to the sideboard by clicking the button. Let's add that big creature back into the deck so we can look at the percentages and see what the land calculator is doing on the builder page. The builder page is rad to pull open while you're drafting because it will keep track of your creatures, your instant sorceries, enchantments, and artifacts. It also gives you a nice little visual curve at a glance. Then it shows you the land calculator. But let's pull up in the visual curve one more time. So we have that ground chuck and whatever in the 6-drop column. And it gives us about an 8% chance of casting that on curve. What's cool about this is that it does it live. Anytime you add a card, it will give you an updated lands that you need to have to run the deck. And it gives you the availability by turn. With your main colors, it's going to show you by turn 2 the probability of having that color. And then with splashes, it skips to turn 4. So saw that it gave a little warning. Like I said, it updates live. So the second we take that card out, it updates the lands and lets us know the probability of those cards being cast on curve. The app assumes that you're going to use the lands it suggests, but you are free to add whatever you want and then it will update the color availability. So if you feel strongly about adding more mountains or more islands, you can do that. You'll see that it's suggesting 16 lands, and this is all based off of Frank Karsten's research and article. I provided links to the article and a brief explanation of how it works. This is something that I've worked really hard on, and I've had to troubleshoot a bunch, but it's working great now and I'm stoked about it. And at the bottom of the builder page, you have your draft pool. This is remnants of an early build that I just kept on here because I thought maybe it'd be helpful. Last thing I want to go over is the share view, export and import functions. You can see the little share emoji at the top. It will bring you up to this page where you can screenshot your deck and send it to your buddies, but you also can export the deck. And if a buddy has this app as well, they can import it on the builder page and give you tips or suggestions or things like that based off of your entire pool. It loads it in, it's really quick, and then you can see their pool. So that's the app. Let me know what you guys think, and if you have any questions. Really, this is a passion project of mine. This is something that I've dreamed of having in person and finally just did it. Right now, it's still in its infancy, but if you'd like to test it out, please let me know, and I'll get you access to the app. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think.